Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, I tested every Bigman floater in NBA 2K26, so you don't have to. Now, I'm here to tell y'all right now, this is a banger upload. You might not know it when you clicked it, but it is. So, I'm telling you right now, this is big information to help you guys. 100% if you're someone who plays as even realistically just any big man at all, but obviously for the point center style. Now, before we get too much sauce with this bonus floater being back in its own kind of interesting different way, I want to get to the obviously, you know, requirements and stuff. That's what we're here to also do in today's video, is explain the requirements. But also, I have to shout out 2K. Thanks for having them fly me out for community day. Obviously is how we produce this content right here. And in day one that I'm assuming I'm posting this right now, I'm doing all the floater and dribble style videos with also I have a couple builds, so it's gonna be a ton of uploads for sure. And who knows, maybe I'll even delay the slasher builds and stuff because I want them to go out for Noti Gang or something like that. Anyway, let's get into this. I tested every floater, so you don't have to. And I gotta say, we found some bangers. We found some really good ones. So this is a bonus right here, 78 driving layup requirement. Alright, so let me give you guys the breakdown on the floaters, essentially, right? There are some floaters that are based on just your handness. If you're left-handed, you have to be moving to a certain direction, aka, like, in Devin Booker's case, from 2K24, you'd have to be pretty much, if you were left-handed, be moving toward the right, and you'd be good no matter where you were. So, you could be in the corner, and be moving slightly to the right, and you'd get the good floater. You could be on the left hash, and move slightly to the right while you're driving, and you could get the good floater. You could do it all the way from over here on the right wing, and as long as you're moving toward the right after you're left-handed, you would get the good floater. Sabonis, though, is different, and in 2K24, if you were essentially like right here and moving to the left, aka moving away from the middle of the court, it would give you the good floater no matter what. If you were on the right side of the floor and you're moving toward the right, it would give you the good floater no matter what. So it's the same thing with Sabonis's package here, except now they made this animation not good anymore, and they gave him the goated animation and fixed his running hook shot. If y'all remember this from 2K24, I told y'all specifically, do not ever do this. Like, very specifically, don't move toward the middle of the court when doing Sabonis, because it would give you the running hook shot. But the running hook is good now in this game, so you can see the logic that I'm talking about persists everywhere that I'm at. If I'm moving toward the middle, I'm getting that running hook shot, and it works just like that. So this isn't even close to the best layup package that I have to show you guys in the video yet. It's insane the type of stuff we got coming with this. But anyway, as you can see, just wanted to still show you this though, because I think it is still very good. This Sabonis floater could absolutely see some use, and like the range that this has is very good for creating some like slasher capability of hitting from deep, if you know what I'm saying. The same way that the Sabonis package did back in the day of 24. But again, even as far out as over here on the left wing, you could still get this type of animation where as long as you're moving toward the middle of the court, you're getting this running hook shot that it's getting some elevation on it, man, big time. And this is definitely solid. I think it's probably the second, maybe third. It could be the fourth best floater animation that we have on this list in today's video. The bigs are eating with the good floaters, man, like for sure. So stay tuned for all the stuff in today's video, and if you guys do enjoy, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all the good stuff. Like always, try us 1 to 1,000 or 2,000 likes. So anyway, I think you've seen enough of this Sabonis stuff. I had a ton of clips playing of this just to show you all the capabilities that it could have. What I'm pretty much trying to get at is if you guys decide this is the floater for you, remember that you mainly want to use it while moving toward the middle of the court. It's still decent toward, like, you know, away from it, but I think you want to primarily use it as like that running hook shot animation is kind of my interpretation on it, because these are solid, but they're not great as far as like the range you get on them, and those aren't reliable in terms of being like constantly usable. That right there though in the middle absolutely is, for sure. You can depend on that animation popping off every single time, and even seemed it had a little bit of like versatility to it where you didn't have to run into a specific direction. You kind of just, as long as you're moving toward the middle, like get into it very cleanly. So real quick, I put the slowdown on some of these because it's like I wasn't actually looking at the requirements by any means when I was looking at this, but I obviously want you guys to know the requirements as we're going over these. So I'm gonna be able to just pause it because I was hitting slow-mos on this stuff to like snipe the screenshots on it. So Jaren is our next one. And Jaren was like, I don't know. It was interesting, but it wasn't that good. I'll put it that way. So we're not going to spend too much time on these ones that aren't that good. But hey, at the end of the day, I'm here to show you guys everything as the options. Look at that. Okay, so that was ugly for sure, right? I don't want to see that hardly at all. And then this right here, also just terrible range. This one wasn't very consistent. I feel like I wasn't getting a lot of, like, you know, I mean, I don't know what to say more than just consistency out of the animations I was doing. But like that right there looks good, right? Like I feel like moving toward the middle of the court on this one also was looking solid, but that is awful. You don't want anything to do with that. So stay away from it. But as you can see, the movement toward the middle of the court was really doing me like nicely. So I can at least show it some appreciation, but I don't know. And some of these you're going to see me accidentally get, you know, front fade jumpers and stuff, obviously, as well. So keep that in mind. I will still be factoring that in a little bit. And also, interesting thing I want to tell you guys about, if you didn't already see it in some of my old videos that I've done. I say old, it's literally a day old by this point. Or maybe even like the day of. Yeah, it's probably the day of. The same day I'm recording it. The animations after you back out on this stuff, like twice pretty much, all get randomly reset every time you do it about 2 or 3 times. So right here, for instance, Jaren was the one I had on, but then when I load back in, Jokic is just randomly on as my layup floater animation. So a little confusing, obviously. And then because it was already there, I just tried it. But I'll show the rating requirements for it. I'm pretty sure it's 78 though, if I had to remember off the top of my head. But yeah, this is a nice solid animation right here. It's the same as it was from 24 and 25. This Jokic floater has stayed the same for all of eternity that it's been, you know, floaters being decent in the game. So overall, what do I still think of it though? I think it's pretty good. I would either call this the second best or the third best, potentially. It could debatably even be the fourth, to be fair. But I think because of the consistency you get out of it and the fact that it's good to both hands and it's good to no matter where you're moving on the court, I think it's definitely respectable and should probably be at least 3. But I would say it's between Sabonis, Jokic, and I mean, do I even spoil it for you guys what the best one is yet? I want it to be a surprise, all right? So to be fair, it's on the thumbnail if you really want to look at it. But hey, that was solid though. I do think Jokic is going to be a respectable one to be running, and as you're going to see, we're going to slow it down so you can actually see the requirements for it right here. It's kind of grayed out because it's the one that's actively being used. But yeah, 79 driving layup requirements. So just keep that in mind. 80 is all you need for any big man driving lay at all. So just that's pretty solid. Nothing is going to be a crazy requirement. And if you make a big man that wants to do floaters and layups, nothing requires any more than 80. I don't, however, know about gathers like spins, euros, and hops and stuff. So just stay tuned. When the game fully drops, I will have stuff like that out 100% of the gathers. Right there, you can see Vucevic. I'd honestly go back and show you what it was as far as the requirements, but this thing was garbage. It wasn't really that good. So I don't even care to go back. If you want to see the requirements on it, feel free to look yourself. Low key, not that bad on that floater that was moving toward the middle right there. The first one initially though of moving like toward the baseline was pretty bad. As you can see, I just can't get into the floater on some of these. Now that one is my fault right there. I can fess up to that. That was me just running too horizontally, and that was me messing up, simply put. So again, just remember on some of these floaters, you have to distinguish whether it's one of the 2 types of floater. If it's the one where when you're moving away or toward the middle of the court, if that's what decides the type of animation you get, or if it's based off your handness. And again, if you don't like the way that a handness based floater moves you, you could just change your handness on the build if you really like. Like for instance, if that D-book kind of mention I had at the beginning of 24, essentially if you don't like the fact that you have to be left-handed to be moving to the right and get the good one, you could simply just be right-handed and be able to move to the left to get the good one. But anyway, as you can see, Vucevic pretty bad overall, so let's just not spend too much time on that. Now KD, you won't believe how bad this KD floater is. It's actually insane. And same with Randall. Randall is so terrible. It's like unbelievable. Just wait. They're like bloopers almost at some point right here. So KD, as you can see, just drifting in. That is not me raging off it super early. I just wanted to have consistency with this, so I ended up going back to change my dribble style right here. It got randomly put to pro because, like I was telling y'all, these animations just change randomly after like every 2. So that wasn't me just already raging at the KD floater or anything like that. But obviously that wasn't a promising first look. And look at this. Oh, man. not good. So it's not only slow, but doesn't have a lot of range on it. And the fact that we already have seen that toward me moving to the right and to the left, I already gave up on it. That was all I needed to see at that point. So KD floater, garbage. On to the MB one, not too bad, honestly. I'd say this is like right in the middle of the pack, probably around like 4 or 5, something like that, where if you wanted to run something like this, it's still respectable, but it's probably not the best. I wouldn't put it in top 3 by any means. So right here you can see decent, didn't get a lot of elevation to it or anything like that, and it's also not like the fastest, but that's decent for sure, you know, around like a 15 to 16 foot range that you can get on it and stuff like that, and that is good considerably on a floater. I mean, as you can see, 16 footer right there. Also, note that with these animations and stuff, repetition can absolutely be a big difference maker for you. So I have no repetition on any of these. I want you to know that, because obviously there's gonna be some where I'm screwing them up and getting accidental front fades and stuff, or not getting the maximum range that I possibly could on them because I don't know the maximum range, and I don't want to sit here and look stupid in front of you guys. Like right there, for instance, that's a little bit of repetition right there with MB. Just knowing, like, keep on limit testing and find the range that you can absolutely get right here. So I didn't have to get that much of a running start, and then I got into this pretty quickly, and that was the furthest one I hit, was 16.5 feet right there. So, like, all of these things considered, yeah, sure, sometimes I'm gonna sit here and look stupid because I'm doing the front fades, but again, it's limit testing. I'm trying to figure out how far away you can do it from. Now, this right here is the sauce. I was telling people about it at community day. I don't know why I spilled the beans on that. I should have gatekept this, to be real with y'all, because this is like a breadwinner for me as far as like intel that I found in this game. So not only is this a big man one, but when you see this in the video that I'm gonna do for the wings and like the guards, you can get this at as long as you're 6'5" and above. So you can be 6'5", 6'6", 7, 8, 9, all that, and still get it. But also for any of the bigs, like anything, obviously, you can still get it on top of that too. And it's only a 76 requirement. Now, would you take a look at this when we actually get this into action? And unfortunately, I once again have the pro dribble style because this thing kept on resetting and stuff. So you're going to see me get, I just want you to see my live reaction. Not that I have the communication on it, like I don't have a microphone playing on it. But you can see I get the accidental pickup. I'm like, all right, whatever, shoot the ball, blah, 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 get it over with, get the ball back. I try and set myself up with a dribble, and then I see that I have pro dribble style on, so I'm like, oh, that's garbage. And I see this pop up. I'm like, whoa, hold on, man. I saw some real range right there, some real quickness right there, and some real elevation right there. That's like the trifecta, honestly. That's literally Sabonis from 2K24 of all those things being collectively together. So that was our first one. Let's go ahead and limit test this a little bit more, see how far we can get that from, the range, like the speed, the kind of like build up we need and stuff like that. So there's 18 feet right there, or 17.5 to be more exact. This one is like that Devin Booker from 24. As long as you're moving toward your dominant hand, you get the long range floater animation. If you're moving away from it though, you're gonna get like the slower one that you saw when I was moving toward the right, because my player is left-handed right here. So again, 17.5 foot right there. Another one like pretty solid right there, 17 feet. You can see the consistency on this is absolutely killing it. And now I'm kind of limit testing it a little bit as well. You can see we get the 18 feet and 4 inches. Now look at that one, bro. We are just going even further back with this, with even less of a running start, and it's still working over and over again. So again, this is the type of stuff that I think is elite and like actually so usable and great, if you ask me. So like, again, I can't stress this enough how important this is, that you don't need enough like a crazy running start to get into this. It stops moving forward for that matter. So this is even more crazy than Sabonis back in the day, because with Sabonis what would happen is if you kind of drifted into it and like someone was close to being in your face but not really quite yet, they could really like close out on you kind of doably, as long as they like got in range of the hand that you're shooting it with, aka your left hand, in this case for me. But with this one, like, let me pull this back 1 second real quick again. You can see this actually move backwards. You can see him just stop moving forward entirely and just like put the ball up. this is insane. I think this is the best find I have, like, honestly, in totality. And again, toward the right side, not great, but also not terrible. Like, in comparison to, let's say, the Devin Booker from back in the day, like, or especially Sabonis, both of those, when they were bad, were really bad. This right here is actually not, like, the worst thing in the world. And look at this one, bro. Like, come on, man. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped to see something like this in the game. But, like, look at this, bro. It stops moving forward, just completely, like, halts. Let's see if we can get a slow-mo on this. I should have put the slow-mo in the edit, to be honest with you. But, like, look at this, bro. I started it from nearly the three-point line. And, like, sure, it slightly drifts in. It takes a one step in. But it stops moving forward entirely. Gets really good lift on this, too. I mean, like, this is getting pretty high up in the air. And it's quick, for that matter, too. So, again, the trifecta of it. 3 things that are all good about it at the same time, and we got nearly 20 feet of range right there. It was 19 feet and 9 inches. And the worst you're seeing me get on some of these is like 16 and a half. Again, 19 and 10 right there. Unfortunately, obviously front fade right there, because again, I'm limit testing. I'm trying to see if you can do it like from super crazy far. So I just want to give that a moment to breathe, because obviously it's going to be hard to follow that up with anything. But bam, best find that we had. Let me see if I can find a clip later. I'm not sure though. I know somewhere in here I have a clip of a 20 foot and like 8 inches floater or something like that, which was the furthest one I got. But we'll come back to that later. I'm pretty sure it was in like me labbing on a 6'8 or something like that instead of a 6'10. Also, in case you guys didn't know, I'm teaming up with NBA 2K Lab again this year, and like always, they have the best statistical jump shots on their website. Put a ton of time into the labbing of those, and on top of that, have exact visual cues now for those jump shots they recommend to you. So first, they find the exact best jump shots and put them into the data that you can use if you buy the premium. Then, on top of that too, they have the ability to even just practice the jump shot if you don't want to sit in the my court, wait for a ball return, or for that matter, even have to track down your own ball. And if you're not someone that wants to use the most meta jump shot of like the best screen window and the absolute fastest, what you can do is plug your controller into your PC and shoot 10 shots of what feels comfortable to you, and they'll recommend you one of the jump shots that they've created as well. And again, this is a huge feature right here, the ability to take one of the custom jump shots they've recommended to you and find the exact release point of it and know exactly when to let go of your button on the controller or when to let go of the ball in your player's hands, obviously. And on top of that too, even do motion style tests, and they've got rankings of a ton of dribble moves. So if you want to check this out, like I said, go to NBA2KLab.com or the link in my description and put code LAKER for your promo code. This is going to save you about $1 per month or up to $2 depending on what length of subscription you decide to get. So when you come over to the website, you can hit the sign up tab, come over to the length of subscription you'd like to sign up for, and then hit register. And then when you do hit register, it'll create a coupon code, and you just are going to put in code LAKER right here if you'd like to as well. Now you guys absolutely feel free to sign up for whatever length of subscription you would like to do, but if you want to help me out, I make a percentage based off of the initial subscription price that you pay. So for instance, if you were to get the monthly, I'd only make a percentage off the $7.99, but if you were to do the yearly, I'd make the percentage off of that. So again, feel free to do whatever you'd like to. I don't want to pressure you any which way, but if you want to help me out just in specific, I'd really appreciate that as well. So I hope y'all enjoying the video. Let's get right back to it, but one last time, if you want to subscribe to the NBA 2K Lab Premium, just use code LAKER at checkout for 20% off. Anyway, that's all. Let's get back to the video now. But anyway, moving forward, we have the default big. I would assume, I actually didn't look at it, but I'm pretty sure you just don't need anything for this, obviously. Yeah, so 0 requirement, just be at least 6'10". Now, this is actually pretty decent. You'd really be surprised. I think it's number 4, right behind probably Sabonis, Bam, and Jokic. And you could debate that maybe it's even better than Jokic. We'll see. So this one is going to be, once again, moving toward your right is the better animation of that, like pretty nice like push animation right there. You can see moving toward the left is a little bit uglier. Not great, but honestly, for the budget of the fact that you don't even need a layup rating to even be able to do this, I think it's pretty good. I mean, as you can see, moving toward the right, 17.5 feet right there. Once again, good lift, all that. But also, I can't lie, there were some instances with default big that actually were not even that bad when I was moving toward the left either. So I think this could just be a multi-use kind of floater animation. Like right there, 17.5 feet, 17 and 9 inches, and like pretty good. Once again, 16 and 10 right there. So default big could definitely get into the mix for sure as far as like good floaters. Once again, like, you know, the problem with something like default big is that it's actually been a really good floater animation for a long time. It's just, you know, with all the garbage that kind of comes with it, I'm personally not a fan of that kind of bulldoze animation that it has with the regular X button layups. But this is a whole different game now. You don't have to run the stuff that comes with the et ceteras of the animations you're looking for anymore. You can just rip the floater animation off of the person that you're trying to get and just only run that. Now, ironically, moving forward, this is someone you don't want to do that for. I'm a big Julius Randle fan. I've been a fan of all the former Lakers and stuff like that, but man, this is awful. This is so bad. The only thing I can say about this positively is that it's unique, but you know, that's what they say about a lot of things that are bad. So that is a floater, fellas. This is all a floater. You're sitting here thinking maybe I'm tweaking, I'm doing the wrong thing, I'm doing a Euro step. No, this is a floater animation from 5 feet 7 inches, bro. I didn't even know you could do that without like just standing underneath the basket, and it's gonna keep on doing it. So this is a floater, like I said, and that's not something you want to see out of a floater. But if you're someone that absolutely wanted like just to be weird and niche with it, and as you see right there, I think maybe the corner had something to do with the fact that I got like a decent one. D-Book was kind of like that too sometimes, where like if you were in the floater like corner range, no matter what, you would always get a good one, even if it was opposite of the handness you were supposed to do it. So some of these function differently on the baseline in 24, and I assume that's how it also maybe works in this as well. But yeah, I would say this is a big no-go for me. You can see every one that we've done in the middle is just doing this Euro step floater right here, and you can't convince me this is good. Just get a Euro step that's good if you want to do something like that. I think it's just a waste if you ask me. But anyway, moving along into the Ben Simmons one that we have right here. This is also going to be a pretty low requirement of only 65 driving layup, and I thought it was decent. You'll go ahead and see a kind of instance of this. And again, the thing that kind of deters you from running Ben Simmons in the past is that his X button layup was pretty bad, but you don't have to really deal with that anymore. To be fair though, I don't think this looks that great, and can you really debate running this over default big? Default big is just the baseline at this point now because it's free, right? So like anything that's not better than default big, you just shouldn't run anyway. And I think Simmons is pretty much that, obviously, right? So even though it's a 65, I'd still say default big is just better than it. I don't know. I mean, that was decent right there, at least. Nice little push animation. We're not seeing terrible. It's like I said, this is decent. It's just, it's hard to justify that you would run it over default big. So, I don't know. That's my take on it. That's all of our floaters right there. Let's come back to Bam real quick one more time, though. I want to pull up that clip of me doing it from 20. It was so crazy, bro. And you can even see the kind of bag get unfolded with the slasher stuff a little bit more that we'll be posting later today as well. But anyway, that's all for that. Let me pull that clip up real quick. All right, I figured I'd just show you this one real quick, and I'll try and find the other one that I'm thinking of. But right here, just boom, instant pull up from 20 feet and 5 inches. That's pretty fire too. But let me find the other one too. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hoed you guys. I can't find it, but what I will do is show you some of these right here. So like this is the dribble combo that I've been doing with the 6'8". You need like a Devin Booker behind the back, so it kind of isn't relevant to the bigs. I told y'all in the bigs video with like the dribble styles and the floaters and stuff like that we're in now, and even in like the 6'10" build video, that I will be looking for a behind the back that can kind of emulate this, because what you would be seeing is the ability to find somewhere on the court that you can find that equals the range you'll be at after a combo, because this combo right here is repetitive over and over again. It was like a throw behind the back into an actual downhill behind the back, and then I just held down on the stick as soon as I can, and it would kind of put you into your, let's say you could find a spot on the court that just finds you into your max range with the Bam floater. It's interesting to like think of a concept like that. But anyway, figured I'd just show you this. Just wanted to show you a couple, like, you know, cases of a good like actual kind of, while also mixing this in with a combo situation. But anyway, unfortunately I couldn't find that 20-foot floater. I have no idea where it was at. I was kind of just sifting through here, couldn't find it, ended up just seeing my guy like out here dribbling and stuff after, and yeah, don't know where it is. But anyway, sorry about that. That's all for the video though. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all that good stuff. And like always, try this one 1,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put BAM in the comments to show your support all the way through. Shout out to BAM out of bio, man. I can't believe that made my day at community day. That was so crazy to see, and I'm like so excited for what that means for the slashers in general. But anyway, if you want to check out any other videos, we got the build videos coming a little bit later after this. It'll be like a 6'8" pure slasher, and then like a 6'10" point center as well, as far as like my, you know, main type of builds I like to play on. We'll have plenty of other builds that will be dropping in the future, like a high shooting kind of sharp lock, if you will. We got like 6'11" Giannis also coming. 7'1", 7 foot like meta pro-am center, and then a whole lot of other pro-am builds too, like pro-am shooting guard, point guard, power forward, lock, all that stuff. So looking forward to the build content pretty soon here as well. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that we've been posting before this point or at this current point is a lot of stuff that's here to help you guys understand what is going to make the builds better that you see in this builder, and why I went with a lot of the benchmarks that I did of things like this layup rating or the dribble styles that are necessary to get things like Zach LaVine or whatever, right? So anyway, and then on top of that too, I figured this is the type of stuff you are interested in seeing on your builds. So I hope it is going to help, and I hope you do remember it. If you don't remember it, watch the video again. It'd be nice for your boy anyway too. But anyway, that's all. Hope y'all enjoyed on that. Take these, man. Peace.